Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming. This morning, I'd like to outline my plan to get the spending under control and make respect for taxpayers a core value at City Hall. Every year for the past 10 years, City Hall has raised your taxes. The city has introduced the land transfer tax that adds tens of thousands of dollars to the cost of a home in Toronto. They brought in a vehicle registration tax that adds $60 to the cost of registering a car every year. They've added a 5-cent plastic bag tax, which is now 6 cents because of the HST. They've added a garbage tax that's almost $200 per year every year. Water rates have gone up 9% every year. It's tax, tax, tax. Spend, spend, spend. City Hall spending is out of control, ladies and gentlemen. The budget has almost doubled in 10 years, but the quality of services taxpayers receive for their money has gone down. The city is over $3 billion in debt, and we add more to that debt every single year. Today's debt is tomorrow's taxes. We are spending money today that we do not have. And we're piling up the debt that our children will have to pay for. It's time for that to stop immediately. It's not complicated. We have to stop spending more than we take in. Stop taxing people and businesses more than they can afford. And start living within our means. You do this every day at home, in your own personal life, in your business. Here's how the city is going to do it. My plan to reduce the cost of government, I announced measures that would result in savings of about $2.8 billion over 4 years. In the first year, it's approximately $313 million. In my taxpayer protection plan, I announced plans to make purchasing more open, transparent, and competitive. This will save $67 million in 2011. I also announced that I would abolish the so-called fair wage policy. The fair wage policy does nothing except make city contracts more expensive. We will abolish it. We will also eliminate internal policies at some city agencies that prevent non-union companies from bidding on many construction contracts. Together, these changes will save the taxpayers about $80 million every year. Each year, the city transfers money out of its operating budget and into its capital budget. And to fund asset purchases, in 2011, the city plans to transfer $182 million. We will hold back $125 million of that money, keep it in the operating budget. Combined with savings I've just outlined, this will create $585 million available room in the 2011 operating budget. This is more than enough to overcome the $503 million opening pressure estimated by city staff for 2011 and leave approximately $82 million left over. We'll abolish the vehicle registration tax in January 2011 and use this $82 million to pay for it. The elimination of the vehicle registration tax at the beginning of 2011 is an important part of my plan to reduce the city budget. By cutting off the vehicle registration tax from the start, we will create a sense of urgency to make sure city staff and politicians find efficiencies they need in order to balance the budget. We will abolish the land transfer tax in 2012. It will take us most of 2011 to pass the appropriate bylaws and make the necessary arrangements. Altogether, my plan will generate a very modest surplus of almost $23 million in 2011, growing to $712 million in 2014.